Hi there. The weather in Rostov is cold, and so here we are yet again at Alphard Customs. You guys left us a bunch of comments on the briefcase and the speaker lot of videos. There were a ton of them on the briefcase video. I think it was about 6,000 or something. Anyway, a lot of you requested we do a well-executed everyday build. We'll get to that in a minute. For many people, this build will surely represent maximum efficiency not only when it comes to the components utilized, but to the money spent on the project as well, and how that translates to the final result. In today's video, we're showcasing this thumping Chevrolet Lachetti from the city of Kazan. We've got a ton of work processes going on today. Artem has just arrived in his Hummer. He wants to wire up some alternators or something. This Mercedes is undergoing comprehensive sound and vibration proofing treatment. Plus we got that W140 over there, which is being prepared for maximum sound quality. And to top it all off, this Lachetti, which is as normal a car as they come. This one has been transformed into a competition spec car, which became the foundation for building a sort of daily project. There are plenty of things here to nitpick about. We can poke a bit of fun at Dennis for this hood deflector. You can see that he attached it using some dowels and a few self-tappers. Way to go, man. I'm guessing he wanted to convert this car to an armored vehicle somewhere down the line. Let's have a look at the door frames. He has screwed these self-tappers straight into the metal. This was obviously done so that the plastic trim doesn't fall off. I'm only showing this so that you understand what sort of sacrifices you have to make in order to accommodate some serious bass. The car itself isn't reinforced in any way, and as a result it's literally falling apart. And your only viable option is to use a few self-tapping screws. A welder should also work. Let's take a look at the heart of the sound system, which is the power supply and the amps. We've already opened the trunk. Here we have a pair of 11,800s for the subwoofers, together with a 1,000.4 amp feeding the frontal acoustics. Here's the thing. Only the left door is equipped with some speakers, which are Machetti MM65s, while the door on the right is just covered with a piece of plywood, which apparently helps the result, although I'm not sure whether it really works or not. Whatever the case, that's how it's done here. As we all know, everybody works with what they got. And since we are dealing with car audio, it doesn't really matter what you're using as a basis for your build. In our case, what really matters is the result. The frontal acoustic layout is pretty simple. The owner has decided to go with some relatively inexpensive components. We've already seen the basic configuration when we filmed the car in Moscow. The subwoofer array used to be made up of avatars, which have been replaced by some 27 series subwoofers, MM65s, T35s, and a 1000.4 amplifier. These sorts of systems tend to be built according to certain basic principles. Typically, you'd see a metal frame covered in some plywood from the inside. Here you can plainly see how it's all put together. The enclosure actually occupies the entire cargo space of this station wagon. The cabin is pretty basic, the car hasn't been reinforced in any way. The windshield isn't bulletproof, am I correct, Dennis? Yeah, the windshield is stock. The door card on the right is made of plywood. I'll just keep it open. Otherwise, I might not be able to get out of here. He's installed a voltmeter right inside the ashtray. I guess it's a convenient solution. The head unit is a Pioneer, of course. And that's it. All of this is pretty much factory Lachetti. Over here we have a brace which keeps the windshield from flying out. Let me just switch on the interior lighting. We have a 6th order bandpass here, and not a 4th order bandpass, although it might look somewhat like a 4. We have some ports back here. We're looking at a series-tuned bandpass, and a total of 12 12-inch speakers. This car used to be fitted with avatars. So the main goal of the project wasn't attaining big numbers, but rather generating as much wind as possible, and to be able to listen to music from 20 Hz and upwards. Just so you know, this system generates as much wind as you can possibly expect from something at this price point. This game is quite a surprise to me. I suggest we listen to it. You'll definitely understand what I'm on about. This system quite literally blows you away. This is a pretty small car. Hopefully I don't lock myself in here. Right, so you close the door, and now you've got air exiting through the window and the port. You experience a healthy gust between the port and the window. There you have it. Time to give it a listen. Since you guys didn't send us any suggestions as to how to do hair tricks, I've come up with a certain idea. It is wintertime, and we've invited this hot lady, who we're going to be tearing to pieces with the bass. She'll also be doubling as window tint. Let me just carefully attach her to the window. Something like that. Now I strap her in. Yo, Dennis. Can you show me 20 hertz? Get some quality sound going. Let's get started. She was torn to shreds by the bass. That's actually a good video title. I hope Irene doesn't get mad at us. Anyway, the car generates a lot of wind. It's minus 5 degrees Celsius outside, so there's not as much as there would be during the summer. I've got a few sheets of paper here. Let's flip the system on again. What's the frequency? 22 hertz, mind you. That was pretty far out. Those 27 series subwoofers, man. Yes, there are 12 of them. But the wind in here, a lot of the top-level builds don't generate this much wind, despite them utilizing more expensive components. I mean, did you see that? I'm at a loss for words. For the money, this is some next-level stuff. Due to the cold, there isn't as much wind as we'd get in the summer. That actually froze my head. By the way, here's the car's owner. His name is Dennis. He works here at Alphard Customs. So if you happen to meet him, ask him to switch on the system. He'll happily oblige. This is a pretty neat budget build. A Lachetti isn't exactly what you'd call a looker, but the build itself is top-level competition grade, and based on a stock car. This project definitely deserves a thumbs up for the way it's put together. Here we have a daily which plays at super low frequency. The system is good for about 163 decibels, with its 12 subwoofers and two 11-800 series amps. That's one hell of a result for this sort of setup. Okay, so I couldn't get in there ass first. I guess I'm going to have to... You know what else is dangerous? We have a bunch of acoustic. Be sure never to touch acoustic wires. I just grabbed one, and it gave me quite a shock. The amps are putting out some high voltage. Okay, so that was pretty wild. That's it for this video. This sort of torture warrants a few comments from you guys. Okay, subscribe, I'm out.